you ready?
Ready.
Do you know if these lights are on?
Yeah, they're, pull that little thing out. It's a knob.
This thing?
This thing. Little knob. Yeah, they're on.
Seems like they're on.
Not very bright though, huh?
I'm not exceeding 20 miles an hour on this motherfucker.
Why?
Does it go fast?
Yeah.
It does?
It's fun too. How you feeling?
Feel good. Just ready to go do the damn thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. So what's on the docket for tomorrow?
Fucking interviews all day. I'm gonna go spend the night at my girl's house. Even though they have me in a fucking, like, a suite, bro. That's so nice.
They got us going round and round.
And they left right here.
Yep.
This is some fool came up to me yesterday, or like last week or 2 weeks ago. Like, what's up, Brandon, dog? You won't be a champion, fool. Yeah, hey, thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
Is your Trump's gonna be at the fight?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
You got 70 fucking tickets, bro.
What?
You got 70 tickets. That's why none of the fighters can get tickets. They all thought they're gonna be able to get comp tickets, which coach told me with the fight, like, bro, you're not getting comp tickets to this fight. Bro, 70 fucking tickets, bro.
I know. Mark said that early too. He was like, "Do not expect UFC to throw tickets around here.
Yeah.
It's the last fight of the year, last big card of the year."
100%. I'll make a right somewhere up here. I just drive straight, huh?
Just drive straight, yeah.
Damn, we did it.
We did it. All right. So let's talk fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Walk me through the fire, man. What does it take to fight for a belt in the UFC?
What it takes to get to the UFC took everything I've ever had, man, honestly. I had to sacrifice so much. I feel like I've lost so many moments in my life, so many people along the way. And it's like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm just like, I hope it's all worth it at the end of the day. I hope when I get my hand raised and that belt wrapped around my waist that I could look back in life and just be like, dang, those sacrifices I made were worth it. And I don't live with like a bunch of regret, you know? Look at that shit on my MGM.
Dang. What's that feel like?
I was just like, I was here like maybe for the last flyweight fight, and all I could picture is just when I'm running down the strip or when I'm driving down the strip or just my face plastered all over, and you know, I don't want to take any steps back. I don't want to take any steps back. I want to live this life forever. I want to live these feelings forever, bro.
I mean, this is different than any other fight week, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Walk me through your thoughts, your feelings.
Man, I just don't ever know what to expect. I feel like for me, it's always like, I feel like it's not going to happen, you know? I always feel like I'm like, this shit is never going to happen. And then everything kind of gradually gets closer and closer. And then next thing you know, like, I'm walking out and things get super real. So for me, it's like I always just go through stages of grief of like, I don't accept it. I'm mad. I get every little feeling that comes with it, man. And this is no different. It's just like, I feel like I'm not even going to fight this week. Everything just feels too normal, you know? I always think that too. It's like when I walk out, all that stuff, I'm like, this shit's just too normal. When in the middle of the fight, I think that too. It's like, I should be feeling something different. And it's like, it's just all so normal to me. And I've been doing this since I was a little kid. And you expect it to be this crazy feeling, and sometimes it's just not, you know? Sometimes the buildup of your thoughts is the real battle within, you know?
Yeah, man, I can only imagine. You feel present right now?
I don't know. Maybe not, honestly. Just kind of like taking it all in, and it's cool like driving on the strip, and you get to see every different hotel. There's been a picture of me popping up, and it's just like, how crazy, you know? Like,
yeah.
What a crazy life this is, and like I said, there's no going back. I'm gonna give it my all this fight. Look at that.
Hey.
See that shit?
Break. Did you get it though?
Yes. My bad, man.
Save that shit.
For sure, I'm putting that phone away now. My bad. How crazy, like, you see it all? Like the Park MGM, the Aria, the MGM.
Was it surreal?
Yeah, it's surreal, but it's like, bro, I imagined it, you know what I'm saying? The week I got ready for the fight week against Moreno and Pantoja, I just could imagine it, and I came out in between time and just like ran up and down the strip. I was up at the Palms, and I run all the way down to the T-Mobile Center and imagined every day that like, yo, I'm gonna win this belt here, and they're gonna have me plastered up and down in Vegas. And the day I got back, I got a call saying that, hey, Alexandre Pantoja versus you December 16th for the flyweight title at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And I remember just thinking, like, every day I was here, I was picturing it. And just, you know, as much as it's just like, you know, it's hard to imagine sometimes, it's just like, I've been imagining this moment and these moments since I was a little kid. And, you know, you wanted this shit so bad, and it's here, and it's like, I'm not letting this shit slip through my fingers.
I feel like you've been getting ready for it for a minute, too.
Yeah, I've been getting ready for this for like almost since April 15th. I took a week off of fight camp, and then I just been getting ready for a title shot ever since. So I've been getting ready for this fight for super long, man. In one sense or another, you know, because I knew I was the backup for the title fight, and I was getting ready for Moreno and Pantoja. Shit's crazy.
Hey man, what do you think of Vegas?
It's a weird city. It's a weird city for sure. Cause it's just like, I just don't feel like anybody really lives here. Like, but you know, like they live all in the outskirts of it. So Vegas itself is just like wild, and it's just people that are staying here are here for something specific.
Yeah.
And then the other half is just people getting ready to fight. I feel like this is the fight capital. There's so many boxers out here. There's so many UFC fighters out here. There's so many fights out here always. Just shit I'll cherish forever, you know?
Yeah.
I have a lot of good memories in the city. I made my UFC debut in this city. It was completely empty. It was during COVID. So I'd run up and down the strip, and there were hardly any lights on. It was just dark. All the hotel rooms were empty. It was that was a whole different experience in itself, you know? Such like a lively city though, huh?
I don't come here often, so everything's got me looking around, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. It's like you want to just take it all in every time you're here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like fighting a little bit too. It's just like you got to take advantage of it while it's here. I always just feel like these fight careers, and I guess maybe it's a little bit of everything, is just like a country song, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like the constant country lessons that you learn, and it's like you gotta love it while it's here properly, otherwise it's gonna be gone and you're gonna regret not loving it properly, you know? And you know, country guys be singing that about their girlfriends all the time. It's like, or their lady or whatever, and they're like, I didn't love her. And same things, like I see it with these fighters sometimes where I'm like, this dude's gonna regret not loving this full-heartedly one day while it was here, and one day it's gonna be gone and you can't get it back, and that's when you're gonna regret not doing all those little things the whole entire time you should have been doing. I feel like with fighting is the only relationship I never fucked up bad, you know? It's the only thing that I'm like, damn, I really just never cheated the game. I never fucking did anything bad behind it. I fucking took it 100% serious, gave it my all. And it's like the only thing that just never loved me back properly. I swear to God. If it's not the only thing that just never gave a shit about me, I don't know what else there is, you know?
Yeah. You've been through the fire, man.
Been through the fire. I'm tried and true, bro. I was facing... Some of these dudes got bum-ass records that go to the UFC. Like, they got good records, but they're fighting bums, you know? And it's like I was throwing myself in the fire the whole entire time. And that's why when I got to the UFC, man, breaking the top 10 right off the bat, making some of these top 10 fighters look like easy work. And it's like, it's because I just been fucking planting that seed. I planted that seed a long time ago. It took a while for anybody to see the roots, to see the growth, but everybody acts like all of a sudden it was just so sudden, and it was just like, it was not, bro. I planted that seed years ago, and I was watering that motherfucker faithfully for years, and it's just like, now that it's here, now that it's grown, people see that, but it's like, you don't see what was working under the roots ever, you know?
Yeah.
You ever feel like that? Some shit with
Always.
This probably too. Right now you're in the process of that, you know? You're watering something and you're like, I hope it grows, because you can't see the roots solidifying underneath, but it's like, I don't know, man. And
gotta
it's
have
like,
faith.
yeah, you're just watering, taking faith in it, and you never understand it until you have something you love and you want more than anything, and then you can understand truly, like, fucking what it takes. And I feel like to an average person, or like someone who's like doesn't necessarily know what they want to do in their life, or hasn't found the right love, or they got into a job that was safe and they're playing life safe and all that stuff, that they'll never understand loving something and going for it and not knowing if this is going to be what makes you broke, makes you broken, and breaks you down eventually, or if this is going to be something that you can provide for your family for. So many people along the way will never understand what I fucking put into this, you know? And I feel like some of the fighters that see me working hardly understand sometimes too. And it's like, this is my life's work, and I'm an artist, and I hope when I go out there and fight, win, lose, whatever the hell happens, is the world gets a little piece of me when I'm in there, you know? Anybody who see me fight can, like, understand me a little more, or just understand what it took to fucking get here, because it took so much, man. It just took so much.
Yeah.
What a crazy ass life.
Oh my God. It's like a seed that you plant. You water every day. You don't see the roots growing. Eventually it sprouts, but is it gonna bear fruit?
Yeah, exactly.
Just have to have faith. Keep going. It's a lot of punishment. A lot of sacrifice.
Oh yeah. I think that shit too is just like, you water dirt over and over again. That's me on the local scene, and me fucking battling injuries, watering dirt, fucking making $1,000 off a fight, off fighting some dude who's 7-0 who's trying to kill me, you know. And it's just like, that was so many years of just pouring my heart into that, hoping that we'd be here one day, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's here, and it's like, fuck, I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
My last 2 losses in the regional scene, I watched those guys get signed to the UFC or get signed to the Contender Series right afterwards, and it was like, I was so close, you know. And it was like, at that moment in time, I remember my final walkout before I got signed to the UFC for the LFA title. I was walking out, and I was like, if I lose this fight, I have to be done. Like, I have to be done. Like, I just never broke through, and I never broke through. But like, maintaining the lifestyle that I had, staying up all night working, going to 5 hours of practice a day, sleeping 3 hours a day maybe, you know. And it was so, I couldn't maintain that lifestyle for that much longer at all, bro. It took so much to just do that every day that it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, man, I can relate. You know me. I'm not
Yeah,
sleeping.
you don't sleep ever. Yeah, I already know. Who am I to say anything, bro? Because I was doing the craziest shit. I always think, like, it had to be like the week of, or a couple days out, or like maybe I knew it and nobody else knew it. But when I went to the juvie and I was working in the juvie, that shit's so crazy, huh? I was up all night. I didn't sleep. I walked in the juvie looking like shit. My eyes bloodshot. And this kid goes, "How long can you keep this up?" And I'm like, I don't know, man. They said the UFC that I'm next to be called up in a flyweight fight, and I was like, I don't know though. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I would work overnights, then I'd go to Factory X at 9 a.m. in the morning. I would get off work, go to Factory X, sleep for 30 minutes, start practice. Then I had strength and conditioning right afterwards, and then I'd go sleep, and I had to be back at Factory X at 5:30 to go to training. 5:30 to 7:30 or 8, and I'd go back at work at 9 o'clock. Yeah, and that was my life. That was like my life. Sleeping a couple hours in between. And never cheating the game though, bro. I went to practice every day. I went to the extra practices every day. That's why when I see these dudes who are in the UFC go to 1 practice a day, it fucking disgusts me, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, you guys aren't loving this the way it should have been loved, you know? And it's like, sometimes it's like, I'll never get that. I'll never like understand some of these guys that are like, their dreams are right in front of them, the opportunities are right in front of them, but they're not doing everything they need to do to make it happen, you know? And it's like, that shit'll forever make me sad for some of these guys. And like, one of these days, they're gonna see it and it's gonna be way too late, you know. I remember that was like the first thing that ever made me like where I'm like I could be good at this is seeing how hard MMA fighters don't work. And I remember being 16 years old, I'd be ditching school. I'd go to the gym, I'd work out for 2 hours because I had an off period, lunch, and then a break. And I'd leave during PE, so I had like a total of 2.5, 3 hours. I'd go run to the gym, I would go work out, then I'd go home, or then I'd go back to school, finish school up, and if I had to work that day, I'd go to work, but if I didn't have work that day, I would go to I'd go right back to the gym at 6:30 or 5. 6. It was 6, and then I'd stay to 8:30. And I remember none of these fighters were doing that. And I remember thinking, I'm like, all right, if I'm this young and I'm putting in 3 more hours of work than these guys every day, then I'm accelerating the amount of success and skill level that I am by double a year. And I have this many more years to work. I was like, I have to be good at this. Like, I'll have to get good at this. And it was just like basic math like that. It's just like, I remember just giving me all the hope in the world where I'm like, that's going to be the difference, you know? That's going to be the difference. And now we're here. And now we're here, bro.
Yeah.
And dead traffic.
I know, rush hour. Vegas, check it out.
Bro, it took me so long when I got signed to the UFC to sleep a full fucking past 3 hours. Like now I can sleep from like midnight to 7, you know? And that's fucking so dope. Because there was a time I could not do that. I remember when I fought Kai Kara Francis in Abu Dhabi, and we were like the nights and days are all mixed up because you're across the road, you know. And I remember nobody could sleep well, and that was like the biggest advantage. I literally just woke up. I took a nap. I woke up, and they're like, "Hey, you're up next. Like, let's get a little warm up in." And I was like, "All right, cool. I'm about to fight. All right, cool." Warmed up for a second, and then went out there and fought. It was like the biggest advantage because like.
Because you weren't sleeping.
Yeah. I never slept, so it was just nothing to me, you know.
Yeah, that's wild.
That shit is wild, bro.
So after your debut, you just quit, start focusing on fighting full time.
Yeah, it took a couple weeks. So I was kind of working through the Kai Kara France fight. Like I was kind of working, so where I worked at was like extremely short staffed, and I just wasn't gonna leave them, you know.
Yeah.
So I was there for a couple more weeks, and then then I quit with like a month and a half to go in that Kai Kara France fight. Yeah, which is crazy because I was fighting this top 10 fighters like originally, like when I fought Moreno and Kai Kara France and Tim Elliott without training grappling at all because my shoulder was like so badly torn that I couldn't grapple even a little bit. Anytime I'd grapple, my shoulder would dislocate. On Saturdays, I'm there from 9 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. to fucking noon. Just fucking either put in work or fucking running or beating up. Me and Clay fight each other all the time. That was like literally my favorite thing to do though. Saturday is like my favorite day to train because you can just do whatever you want, and me and Clay usually just fight for 2 hours straight.
Damn. How'd you meet Clay?
He came to the gym.
Yeah.
He came to the gym one day, and it was like he came on. I never trained with him, and he came on a Friday, and they put him and I in the cage together. And I remember like, fuck, bro, I don't know if this guy's gonna act like an asshole. I don't know if he's gonna act crazy. And me and him were like, from the very instant, we were like making jokes and all that stuff together. So we like naturally clicked right off the bat. This thing don't got like a working radio, huh?
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I just turned it off.
This shit's so hard, bro. What is this called again?
The 66 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Yes, sir.
If the tapes and the CDs just won't sell, I bet this caddy will.
You ever stayed at the Aria?
No.
Aria is nice, man.
Yeah, it looks nice as shit.
It's
You been there?
nice. Oh, yeah. The Aria smells good, dude. You can smell from here. That's what it smells like when you walk in the hotel.
It smells like rich things?
Like vanilla.
Vanilla? Oh, it smells like vanilla. Damn.
Yeah. You still got that interview at 6?
Oh, yeah. 6:30.
6:30?
Forgot about that
See
shit.
if we can get to Trump and then turn around.
Shit, that's going to be 2 more days from now.
Oh, dude, I'm about to order some Uber Eats right now.
I know.
Did you eat yet?
Yeah, I had like a piece of steak, actually. I need to drink again. Bro, this whole water leveling shit sucks, though. I gotta piss every 2 seconds.
Yep. Fill that thing up, dude.
I know.
I'll look this way.
Royval arrested for sexual.
Indecent exposure.
Yeah, indecent exposure. Yeah. Try to be aggressive. Sorry, fool, you ain't not getting through here. Nicer cars take precedent. You coming through here, though.
Well, anyways, to me, fight week is this mountain that you guys have to climb.
Yeah, this fucking one's a little crazier too, because I didn't realize how much I was gonna have to fucking do. Tomorrow I'm booked all day.
How much does fear play into it?
I'm super scared. I'm always scared a little bit, but like for this fight, man, it's just like, it just means too much, you know. This all, it all just means too much. But it's like, I don't know. I'm afraid of my opponent. My opponent's like just so dangerous, you know. And not that I don't think I'm way better and more technical and like just as dangerous as him, but I feel like he's gonna make it so dangerous for both of us that there's such a heavy risk factor in all of it, you know. And it's like, that's kind of what I like about his style, and that's what's I like about the matchup, is that he's gonna put himself in some fucking bad positions, and I just gotta capitalize on it. I think that to the fullest is, I could go out there and have a shootout with him, and I think I could win in that. But I think the smart thing and what I can do even better is go out there and hand him the rope to go hang himself with and let him do the work for me, you know. And he will. He'll put himself in danger to try to get me. My opponent will put himself in the fire to burn me for sure. It's like, I don't know who to describe Justin Gaethje like that, but that's Pantoja too. Is he'll light himself on fire to burn me, and it's like, that's exactly how my opponent is he's willing to put everybody in danger that's involved in it to try to win the fight.
Don't you think it's better to be afraid of your opponent?
Oh, always. I feel like I run really well off fear. I feel like I run really well off like high pressured situations, and like, you know, you're reacting off pure instincts, and your instincts immediately shine through of who you really are and who that person really is. And it's like, if your immediate reaction was to run away, you see it right then, which is crazy.
Well, you see that in your fights.
Yeah. Just in chaotic situations, I was always just able to be okay, you know, and calm down and fucking make, maybe not always the right maneuver, but make a move. And that's more important than doing nothing, you know. And so many people just do nothing. Nobody ever talks about how many people just freeze, you know. And I've seen that in the fight game too. It's just like, one of my best friends growing up, like, he was such a skilled fighter, way better than me, but he could not do anything when it was fight time. He would freeze, and I've never met anybody who did that. And I feel like that almost played into my style a little bit today too. It's just like, I remember when I watched him go out there and fight, and he wouldn't do anything, or like he couldn't even pull a trigger, or couldn't even defend himself to a certain degree, that I remember thinking in my head that I'll never do that. Whatever it is, I'm going for it, you know. And it's like, do or die, I'm not gonna not pull the fucking trigger in those situations, you know?
Yeah, when did it click that you were gonna fight?
That I was gonna be a fighter?
That you wanted to do this.
My coach just signed me up for a fight. It was actually mid high school when I got signed up for my first fight. My mom freaked out a little bit, but yeah.
How did that work? Cause
I was winning tournaments. I was whooping ass.
Just smokers and stuff like that, or?
No, I was winning like jiu-jitsu tournaments, and
Okay.
like I was training with professional fighters. I just happened to be in high school, and that was what happened. Like, I was doing really good in the gym. And then my coach is like, hey, we have a tournament this day, you should sign up for it. And I won the tournament, then I won another tournament. And then my coach is like, when do you turn 18? I'm like, this date. And he's like, all right, I'll sign you up for a fight. And I got signed up for a fight, and my mom yanked me out of it until I graduated. And then I had my first fight. It was like right after graduation. Like, I graduated, and then a couple weeks later I had my first fight.
Why'd she yank you out?
She was not happy about my choice to be a fighter at all.
Really?
Yeah, she was not.
Who's the OG in the gym? Who was there then that's still there now?
Just me.
Just you, right?
Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm the only one that's like been around that gym. I'm the longest member of Factor X, by far. Like, by at least 3 years, 4 years.
Damn.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I think that too. Just like when I go into that gym, it's like, that's what's so meaningful about winning this bout and bringing it back to the gym, is just like, I've done more practices, I've put in more hours than anybody else in that gym altogether. Like, no doubt in my mind. We used to keep track of like how many classes somebody did, and I would fucking blow everybody out of the water by at least fucking like 5 classes or 4 classes a week. And at that time I was trying to go to college, I was working full time, you know. I was doing so much, but I was still outworking all those fuckers.
What were you gonna do in college?
I was gonna be a paramedic.
Oh, nice.
It's like all I need to do is stitch up my fighters for when I was gonna be a coach. That was like literally what was going through my head. I got a little bit of like I did a bunch of psychology stuff, and I remember thinking, I'm like, all right, this would be really good so I can get in the head of the fighters, and then like when I'm coaching, and then a medic just in case I need to stitch anybody up. So everything I did was all surrounded around fighting, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's like the first time I got put on the fight team. It was in the middle of the day. Like I was in the middle of a day class or whatever, and me and the fighter were kind of talking. He's like already amateur fighter, kind of like messing around. He's like, "You're just a little kid," and like stepped on my stomach when he walked past. Like he walked over me, and I grabbed his leg, and he started like grabbing. And I remember I started like punking him in front of the whole class. And my coach was like, "Do you want to be on the fight team?" I was like, "Sure."
Vegas on a Tuesday. Who would have thought?
I know.
You more of an aggro guy leading up to a fight, or are you more calm, cool, and collected?
Oh, I'm fucking leading up to a fight. I'm cool, bro. After warm-ups, after done warming up, about to walk out the thing, I'm the most psychotic motherfucker I ever met in my whole entire life. I'm worse than everybody, I think. One of the times before when I first started fighting, I main evented for the LFA.
Yeah.
I was like punching the fucking walls. I was going crazy, bro. I was a little aggro for sure.
So when's that kick in? That kicks in fight night?
That'll kick in the fight night for sure. I'll be cool up until then. I'll be an asshole during weight cuts and stuff. I'm always an asshole during stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like the better approach on fight week is to be relaxed. Just take things as they come, because they ask a lot out of you, and there's so much to do, and there's so much happening, especially on a card like this.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of chaos.
Oh, for sure, bro.
So do you watch the fights in the room, locker room?
Yeah.
But how do you conserve your energy if it's all, because a lot of fights are up and down, you know?
I didn't give a fuck about him that much, honestly.
Yeah.
That's one thing I learned early about myself is like, I can't be too emotionally invested in my like fighters fighting.
Yeah.
Like I have to almost cut them off, you know,
Yeah.
which sucks, but like, it's one of those things that it's like, if I watch Dustin fight and he loses, I'm gonna fucking go insane for my fight, and like that shit does fuck with me. Okay, we're gonna move a little bit right now. Have you ever seen that movie Casino?
Yeah, of course.
When I was younger, I used to like that movie. Was like I was afraid. Like I was like a scary movie to me. I used to be afraid of it. It was so gangster though. I remember just like there's motherfuckers like that. Like
oh yeah, I'm sitting next to one.
Smoking on killer with a killer.
I know. What was that like growing up in Denver? It looked
cool.
wild.
Nah, it was cool. Like it was very relaxing.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy?
Nah.
Really?
I feel like everything crazy that happened around me was something that I brought on myself, you know?
Yeah.
Or I surrounded myself with. It wasn't anything that like if you want trouble, you just had to look for it.
Yeah. Yeah, same in the sticks.
Yep.
All right, so take me through fight week. Take me through that mountain you got to climb.
Fight week, I just feel like it's kind of just getting shit done until you have to go fucking, like, you know, like you're just kind of checking the boxes you need to check until it's like, until the fight night, man. And fight night, I just try to relax, watch fucking kung fu movies and fucking gangster movies, and just do as much relaxing as possible, sleeping as possible, calm down as possible. And it's just like, I feel like you're just waiting on a time, you know, like you're waiting on a time. It's like, when's that time about to come? Oh, we got 1 more hour. I got 2 more, you know, I got 2 hours. I got 1 more hour. And then you get to the arena and then it's the same thing. It's like, all right, we're here 3 hours early. I got 2 hours to fucking chill, watch some fights, 1 hour to warm up. And it's just like, it's just always just looking at time. It's like, oh, this time's coming. And then next thing you know, it's like, Brandon, you're on deck. And then that's when shit starts getting real, where I'm like, all right, like, did I do everything correct leading up to this? Did I train as hard as I could? Did I fucking check all the boxes along the way? And that's immediately what goes into my head right off the bat. It's like that. I'm like, did everything leading up to this go right? Did I do everything right along the way? And then that's what I've been thinking the whole entire time I walk out into that.
That's when the demons come out, right?
Yeah. I'm saying, did I do everything right? What could I have done better? And it's like, those are the reasons why, like, I know those are the things that I deal with, and that's the reason why it's just like I work hard. I do so many hours a day, you know. And it's because like I know how I am when I walk out, and I know what I hate, and I know what my thoughts are, and I know that it gets a lot easier walking to the cage knowing you did everything right leading up to it. And that's like something so fucking important, you know. It's just making sure you're doing everything right along the way, and that, you know, by the time it's walkout time, you can walk out with ease knowing I did everything correct leading up to this point, and I'm gonna go in there. One of the best advice I ever got was from a dude who didn't fight at all. And he told me, and it's so simplistic. It was like such a simplistic way of thinking, but he goes, just go in there, try your hardest, and know that you're not gonna give up. And I remember I'm like, cool. And then I was like thinking about it, and it's just like I feel like that's the difference maker, you know. It's just going in there, trying my hardest, and know that no matter what, that I'm not gonna give up in there, and I'm not gonna quit on myself ever.
So quitting never factors in?
I mean, that shit'll go through your head. It goes through your head in training too. It goes through your head in training, and it's just like, how many times can you put yourself in those positions where you wanted to quit, or you wanted to slow down, or you wanted to take a breather that you push through? And it's like, the more and more times you've done that, the easier it is to do in a fight time. One time, bro, I had the craziest fucking fight, the craziest day leading up to the fight, and I got dropped 5 seconds into the fight. Like 5 seconds in the fight, 10 seconds in the fight. I took a fight at 35, I'm a flyweight, and the full missed weight by, I think 12 pounds or 11 pounds. And then he went back and cut weight again, and then missed weight by like 9 pounds. And we're like, fuck it, dude. I thought I could beat him anyways. And like in my head, I was like, I could beat him anyways. This kid's on an all knockout streak. 7 knockouts in a row, something crazy like that. And I guess just the backstory leading up to that is my uncle died. Well, because I fought in California, and my uncle died, and I was so fucking emotionally distraught. I was so all over the place. And I remember I'm just like, I shouldn't take this fight. I don't know if I should take this fight. And then finally I'm just like, fuck it, we're taking this fight. Like, Troy got me in there, you know? Like I remember thinking that in my head. I'm like, you know, like, I'm here for a reason. Like, let's make this happen. 10 seconds into the fight, I got dropped. And pretty much that first round was just me getting fucking battered. And the second round came, and I got dropped again. And he was fucking like, he was swinging on me while I was on the ground, like moving my head, trying not to get hit. And I remember thinking, I'm like, if I quit right now, nobody would blame me. Like, I was getting battered. Like, nobody would blame me. No, it wouldn't even look bad compared to like the way other people quit. I remember I moved my head a little bit, and I fucking popped up. I popped up on my feet, and I was like, no, fuck that. And I remember that was like the closest I ever like had in my head where I'm like, I just don't think anybody could blame me on this one, you know? Like,
in the middle of the fight, you thought that?
In the middle of the fight, I got dropped, and I was getting, like, I was bleeding. My eye was swollen shut. Like, it was a war. It was war. And I remember thinking, fucking, nobody could blame me if I quit this fight. Like, nobody would see that. And like I got dropped. I got fucking rocked dirty. And this dude's a knockout artist. He's fucking a weight class ahead of me, and then missed weight on top of that. And I'm like, this is a sit. My uncle just died, and I remember thinking, I'm just like, no, fuck that. And then just kind of fucking fighting it out. The third round, I dropped his ass, and I still lost, but it's one of the craziest fucking fights I've ever been in. And at that point in time, it's just like, I knew I was just like, at least I'm a gangster, you know? Like, at least I'm a fucking gangster. At the end of the day, I know how to push past barriers, you know?
Yeah. Just get a left lane if you can.
Yeah.
Psych.
I need to start getting back. I'm about to piss my pants, bro.
Less than a mile away.
Hey, that's about an hour.
Yeah, right. It says 9 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
You looking forward to the press conference?
No.
No.
Not really, no.
You got anything racked up?
if somebody says something to me, I got a little something for everybody, you know. But
yeah,
I feel like Pantoja might be the hardest one. His is less personal because he's just like cool.
he's quiet too, right?
Yeah, he's quiet. He's cool. He might say something, but it's like, okay.
What'd you learn from that fight?
Just be fucking patient. That's a fight I should have won. I think that all the time. Just like, that's a fight not only I could have won, I should have won. Besides the Tim Elliott fight, I've never like ended around and looked over at someone and I'm like, they're done. Like, this is it. There's no way that they're coming back out the same. And I went out that second round pretty much fucking working exactly what I wanted to work. I remember right before I put myself in a horrible situation, I was like, all right, here it is. I'm gonna fucking pour it on him. Stay right here.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm gonna pour it on him, and fucking overthrew, and then just watched myself spiral out of control.
How so?
I was talking to myself and saying like, well, I hope this doesn't happen, and I hope this don't happen, and all of a sudden, like, I was like almost manifesting my loss, you know?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Hey, get in this light.
Yeah, you can take it right up here.
Looks like I ain't gonna piss my pants today.
Well, I appreciate you doing this, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing this too. It's actually really fucking cool. I didn't know how I was gonna feel about driving a nice car around and all that, but this is actually really dope.
Yeah. I'm glad we made it happen. It's been cool to watch you through your fight camp. It's been a long fight camp.
It's been a fucking super long fight camp. Cause you were with me before the fight even got announced too.
Yep.
Like, I think like these last last couple of weeks is like I've been injured a lot. Like, there's a lot of bullshit that happened, you know.
Yeah.
But you're going through when I was going through boxing, fucking doing like that shit's before I even had a fight.
Bro, your face was.
Yeah, my face was fucked.
Yeah, that's what's wild about seeing you.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah.
At that I did that at boxing too, huh?
Yeah.
I forgot about that shit, honestly.
Look like you got stung by a bee.
Yeah, straight up. Got fucked up. Damn, this shit's so hard.
One more right. Dang, we did it.
Yeah, made it happen, huh?
It's pretty wild seeing you last week as you're coming down on weight.
Yeah.
Face is all skinny and
I know,
shit.
I look completely different, huh?
So different.
That shit's kind of funny.
I'm actually looking forward to this weight cut.
Yeah.
I want to see asshole Brandon come out.
I mean, asshole Brandon's probably already out of it. So it'll definitely be worse.
Yeah, it's interesting too because something happens when you guys get close to fights where your eyes go black. You know, you guys start looking at us differently. Especially me, you know, I got a camera on you the whole time.
Yeah.
You guys start looking at me different. I'm like,
Well, I'm sorry during the weight cut I'm an asshole.
Oh, it's all good, man. Appreciate you.
Oh.
Music video. What the heck? Yeah, thank you.